I found myself seated comfortably in a public restroom cubicle when, out of nowhere, I heard a voice coming from the adjacent cubicle. "Hi there. How are you doing today?" said the voice. While I'm not usually one to engage in small talk in such settings, I felt compelled to respond on this peculiar occasion. Awkwardly, I replied, "I'm doing quite all right. Thank you." The person in the neighboring cubicle continued the unusual conversation, asking, "So, what are you up to?" This strange question caught me off guard considering the context. Feeling a bit weirded out, I responded with some confusion, "Well, just like you, I suppose. Just sitting here, using the restroom." As the encounter became increasingly odd, my neighbor threw another unexpected question my way, saying, "I'm dying to see you. Can I come over? We could just hang out and relax." The situation had become too strange and creepy for my liking. Eager to wrap up this unusual conversation, I politely declined, saying, "No, I'm actually a bit busy at the moment." I then pretended to end the call, saying, "Hey, I'll have to call you back. There's an idiot in the other stall who keeps answering all my questions." A woman found herself in a compromising situation with her lover when she heard her husband unlocking the front door. Panicking, she urged her lover to quickly stand in the corner. Hastily, she smeared baby oil all over him and then dusted him with talcum powder. "Don't move a muscle until I say so," she whispered. "You need to pretend you're a statue." "What's this in the room, honey?" the husband asked, raising an eyebrow as he walked in. "Oh, it's nothing but a statue," she responded casually. "The Smiths got one for their bedroom. I saw it and liked it so much, I decided we should have one too." Nothing more was mentioned about this statue, not even later when they went to bed. Around 2 in the morning, the husband quietly got out of bed, went to the kitchen, and came back sometime later with a sandwich and a glass of milk. "Here," he said, "this statue needs something to eat. I still played the fool at the Smiths for 3 whole days, and no one had the decency to offer me even a glass of water." A large number of viewers watch my videos without a subscription. Therefore, subscribe to my channel so as not to miss new videos with funny jokes. A firefighter excitedly tells his wife about the fire station system. "When bell 1 rings, we put on our jackets. Bell 2 rings, we slide down the pole. Bell 3 rings, we jump on the fire trucks and rush to the rescue." He suggests trying the same system at home. "When I say bell 1, I'd like you to take off all your clothes. Bell 2, I want you to jump into bed. And when I say bell 3, we're going to make passionate love." The next evening, the firefighter returns home, shouts, "Bell 1," and his wife promptly removes her clothes. "Bell 2," she hops into bed. When he yells, "Bell 3," they start to make love. After a couple of minutes, his wife shouts, "Bell 4!" Puzzled, he wonders what "bell 4 inches" means. She replies, "You're nowhere near the fire." A traditional cowboy, straight from the dusty trails, strolls into a lively saloon, surprisingly wearing nothing but his trusted cowboy boots. Perplexed, one of the saloon-goers finally asks, "Slim, where in the world did you leave your clothes?" Slim takes a deep breath and begins his tale. "You won't believe it, but I was at the barn taking care of the horses. Out of nowhere, this absolutely stunning blonde lady pulls up in a wagon. She hops off, eyes glistening, and says, 'I've got a surprise for you in the barn. Come with me.' Curiosity getting the best of me, I decide to follow her lead. She then turns to me with a cheeky grin and instructs, 'Stripped down, shed all those clothes of yours.' Feeling adventurous, I did exactly that. And here's the kicker," Slim continues, eyes widening. "She begins to remove her own garments, revealing a figure that could make any cowboy's heart race. And she asks, 'Do you appreciate the view?' Without hesitation, I respond, 'Indeed, ma'am, it's a sight to behold.' Smiling cheekily, Slim concludes. She then cozies up on a blanket, winks, and says, 'All right, cowboy, it's your turn to have some fun now.' So naturally, I pulled on my boots and here I am. John, recently equipped with a clinical psychology degree, is excited about inaugurating his first office. Surprisingly, his marketing efforts attract around 300 people interested in group therapy, surpassing his expectations. Recognizing that his small office can't accommodate such a large group, John decides to rent a spacious hall for a massive group therapy session. As the session day arrives, John experiences a mix of excitement and nervousness. Eager to make a good impression and ensure the success of his first large group session, he organizes the hall with chairs in a semicircle to create an inclusive atmosphere. People from diverse backgrounds fill the hall, each with unique stories and challenges. To kick off the session, John introduces himself and explains his therapeutic approach, emphasizing the importance of openness and mutual support within the group. To break the ice and encourage participation, he decides on an interactive exercise. Believing that discussing sex lives might ease tension and stimulate conversation, he asks how many people have sex almost every night. Some hands shyly rise, and the group shares awkward glances. Reassuring them that it's a safe space, John proceeds to inquire about those having sex about once a week, leading to more raised hands and a relaxed atmosphere. The pattern continues with different questions about varying frequency intervals, fostering a sense of community and openness. However, John notices a man sitting aside, beaming with joy, but not participating in the exercise. Intrigued by the man's evident joy, John decides to directly ask him about his sexual activity. The entire room turns to look as John inquires, "How often do you have sex?" The man proudly announces, "Once a year." A moment of silence fills the room, and puzzled, John asks, "If you only have sex once a year, why are you so happy?" The man's grin widens as he enthusiastically responds, "Tonight's the night." There was this preacher who had a strong passion for golf, and whenever he had the chance, he could be found on the golf course, swinging away with enthusiasm. Golfing had become his obsession. One Sunday, the weather was perfect for golf, a picturesque day with clear skies, sunshine, and ideal temperatures. The preacher, torn between his love for golf and his responsibilities, decided to act on his golfing urge. He called an assistant, feigned illness, and excused himself from church duties. Quickly packing up his car, he drove 3 hours to a golf course where he hoped nobody would recognize him. Happily, he started playing the course. Meanwhile, an angel up above observed the preacher's actions and became perturbed. The angel approached God, expressing concern and suggesting that the preacher should be punished for his behavior. God nodded in agreement. As the preacher teed up on the first hole, he swung at the ball, and to everyone's amazement, it sailed effortlessly through the air and landed perfectly in the cup 350 yards away, a picture-perfect hole-in-one. The preacher stood there in shock, his mouth wide open in disbelief. The angel, equally surprised, turned to God, seeking clarification, and said, "Begging your pardon, but I thought you were going to punish him." God smiled and replied, "Think about it. Who is he going to tell?